Hi Flosstube, it's Sunshine, and I'm back with another video. If you're new to the channel, thank you for coming by. If you're returning, thank you. I appreciate you. I have some wonderful subscribers, and I really do appreciate each and every one of you. I actually got a finish done. It's not fully finished, but it is a finish, and made some progress on that sew along. What I wanted to tell you first, though, is I wanted to show you how I set up my chart. I use an Android app called XODO, and I can open my graph for that day on this, because the stitch along is different parts, but I put it like, let me show you a little less. But I have it like this, and it's on a tripod stand, and it sits like this beside my chair. And this app will let you mark it off and make notes and do whatever you need to do. And I love this. This is from Best Buy. It's just a little tripod stand. And then this piece came from Amazon. It's a tablet adapter that screws onto any tripod you use. I just prefer the smaller tripod because it sits lower and I don't have to be straining to see my pattern. But yeah, XODO is a great Android app to read your patterns and mark them off and do everything you need to do. I personally love it. But yeah, I just set that right there and go to town. Because I want to print the paper pattern, but I printed the library, and it's really expensive. Well, it's not too expensive, but it's 10 cents a page, and I use the color chart, so it's going to be 20 cents a page, and that's a lot of money, because I think the pattern is 30 plus pages or more, and that's a lot. That is a lot. So anyway, let me show you. I got the spring house done from Brooks Books. And I may have already shown this, but I don't remember. I did a video on it, but I can't remember. But here she is. Really happy with this. And it's full of mistakes, but I'm not worried about it. You have to have a starting point to where you're learning. We all have to start from somewhere. And so that just helps me realize, okay, I messed up here. Let's fix that. So, and then the tapestry, the Weaver's Tapestry Band Sampler. I'm making some progress on that. So, I have another grime guard right there because of all the bulk fabric I have. I showed y'all some pictures, but my husband's 6'1", 2", and he held it up, and it was so long. So, and I'm doing it in different shades of purples and pinks. And I'm off by 1 or 2 on this one, even with the gridded fabric, but it's not that big of a deal. It's really not. So I'm not worried. Like my favorite hashtag not bothered. So anyway, that is what I've got done for this week. And I got March's urine chalk done. And I wanted to cut them apart and start putting them on my board, but the thing of it is I'm using the same fabric, and if I cut that fabric, it won't stretch over my Q-snaps anymore. And so I figured, well, we'll just go ahead and do all the months and then finish them at the end of the year or something, because I want a paint marker or a silver Sharpie or something like that to write on the back, say January, and then Sunshine Cook and stuff like that. So I know that it's marked, because I hate when I come across a beautiful piece and nobody has signed it. I can't tell you how many times I found beautiful pieces at the thrift store. I wanted to bring them home, but in the reality of it all, I knew that there's no place for them. But if they're not signed, and they're so freaking beautiful, and I really want to stress that if you're doing beautiful pieces like memorabilia and stuff like that, please sign those. please, because there's people out there like me that would love to have a piece like that. Because I'll never stitch that. I know I will never stitch that. But I would like to know who it's from. You know, I hope I never see a memorabilia piece in the thrift store, but sometimes our families don't give it two dangs and they just put stuff in the thrift store. That's what I'm worried about with my stuff. But if my kids don't want it, then I'm not going to worry about it. I mean, that's their free choice of whether they want it or not. But just keep that in mind. If y'all are doing some really fancy stuff like I've seen y'all do, then sign it. Even the cute stuff from Priscilla and Chelsea, I hope they sign the back of theirs, because they do a lot of cool stuff. Bendy Stitchy, Michelle Bendy Stitchy, Caroline Off the Grid, you know, those people, Stitcherisa, you know, all those people make some really cool stuff. And I'm hoping they're signing the backs. Because if I ever found one of their pieces, I'd be a lucky, lucky lady. They are just so talented. And Gerald Ginger Stitcher, you know, I hope never any of his pieces end up in a thrift store. They belong in a museum. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna quit rambling. It is way too early to be up, but I can't sleep. And yeah, so I'm gonna get these. I gotta get another quilt done today. And that's what I'm going to be doing today. Instead of stitching, I'm going to be quilting. I've got baby quilts that have to come out today. So, y'all take care, and thank y'all so much for joining me.